Welcome to day 4 of the Just Say No Challenge. I'm Jackie Roby, founder and CEO of Inspire Journey Consulting, and your guide towards being more comfortable with setting the boundaries you deserve. What a week. You are so strong. You are so brave, and you are so worthy of this extraordinary life. And you're teaching people how to treat you each day at a time, learning how to set boundaries. We've now gone through so many different steps, including yesterday's talk in the mirror, the written down examples and rehearsing them in the mirror. How did that feel? Is it starting to feel a little more comfortable? So today I want to talk to you about tapping into your intuition. Now, this is extremely important for so many reasons, but part of it is it creates clarity in those moments where things might feel fuzzy around your boundaries. Because throughout time, your boundaries shift and change as you shift and change. I used to stay out late all the time, especially for business meetings. I loved being the one to take clients out after hours, find the clubs, all of it. And as my life changed, come 9 p.m., I started to say, it was really great. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. And my new boundary was to leave. And I had to push it multiple times. But maybe there's a night where I thought, I could stay. But is that what I really want? And this is where intuition can come into play. So by now, you've sent me your human design chart, which is really an important part of this journey because it shows you ways to tap into your intuition and how to best make decisions for your type, for who you are and how you're designed. You've watched the video. You know that there are 5 different types. There's the manifestor, generator, manifesting generator, projector, and reflector. And each of them draws their decision-making from different spaces. So if you haven't grabbed it already, get your chart out because it's time to talk authority. Authority really supports your decision-making process. And each type can have different authorities and they manifest a little bit differently. So let's start with the generator. The generator always has a defined sacral. And the beauty of that is this deep connection to your intuition. And that means that you can get answers simply by asking yourself or being asked yes or no questions. And that guttural response, that that just immediately pops up, gives you an answer. That is always going to be your guide, first and foremost. But you might see emotional authority there. And it adds a little trick in because emotional authority comes on a wave. And this means you need a little bit of time, minimum 24 hours. Give yourself the time to ride that emotional wave. Because maybe right away you say, yes, yes, yes. But then 2 hours later, you're like, ugh. And by tomorrow, you might feel differently. So you need that time to decide, was that really a yes? And oftentimes, if you don't stay consistent in that emotion, it's likely a no. Or for a generator and manifesting generator with that defined sacral, it could be a not right now. Because who knows what the next 48 hours could bring for you. When we look at the other types with the emotional wave, usually the manifestors and the projectors, you're going to find this space. And you really need to stick with that wave and be mindful of it, because what happens is if you decide that yes immediately, but there was that maybe in between or lots of questioning, the entire experience is going to be as bumpy as that decision-making process. So you've got to trust your intuition here. You could be guided by your spleen. Now, the spleen is instinct. Different than intuition, because instinct is quick, quick, quick. And it comes from that fight, flight, freeze. So you've got to be mindful. Is this instinct to protect me because there really is danger in this scenario? Or is this 5 centuries ago instinct with a saber-toothed tiger around the corner? If you have an ego authority, you also have a deep sense of knowing about what fits you and your life. So it's also tapping into that. For a self-projected, having someone to talk to, just to listen, a sounding board, is very important. And honestly, anyone who is a projector, reflector, manifester, that's going to be important, a sounding board. We all think we need advice, but in the scheme of things, we just need somebody to listen. So who can you trust? Who can you go to? Just listen. No judgment. It is the beauty of working with a coach. Hint, hint. For reflectors, you're often going to find that you don't have any authority there. But it's because you have to tap into being in the right place with the right people. The people around you, the space around you is so important. And when you're in that space, it will help you. It will guide you to make the right decisions for you. I love to bring this into play because of the fact that I have anxiety. And I know that my anxiety isn't always giving me the truth. Sometimes it's a really great clue to say, no, you're going to want to stop here. Say no to this. But other times, it's something from my past causing fear that doesn't need to be there. So tapping into my intuition, using my human design, that's the foolproof system between the two. Putting all these practices together helps me to say, this is the correct boundary to set today. Now, I'm an emotional authority, and I can tell you from personal experience, multiple times, many scenarios, when I say yes, and then the situation maybe even changes before the final yes comes into play. Think about this. Friends are planning an outing. Sounds great. I'm in. It's going to be Sunday at 2. It's going to be a train right away. Perfect. It's going to be all 4 of us. Great. Next thing you know, it's Sunday at 7. I've got to take a train and a bus and an Uber, and it's going to be a group of 15. Situations have changed, my friends. And for me, my throat closing at that point. I need to decide, is this decision? Do I stay and say yes? Or maybe that yes changes to a no, and that's okay. Boundary set, not what I want to do. Had it happen with clients before, and when I said yes, the entire contract was stressful. I burned out every other week. It was not a fit. But I thought, I'll just keep pushing. I'll just say yes, it'll be fine. Not fine. So if you haven't already done so, make sure to book your 30-minute coaching session with me. And in that time, we can also talk a little bit more about your human design and ways to tap into your intuition using your authority. If you've got some great ways to do this, I would love to hear them. Some things that are using the more spiritual side are pendulums. I happen to connect really nicely with those. It's a beautiful way to show your body signals of yes or no. Journaling to get things out of your head can help your process. Try, if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, having somebody ask you yes or no questions and see. Or write down yes or no questions for yourself and quickly answer. Don't sit and think about it. Quickly answer. See how it goes. Come into the Facebook group. Tell us your type, tell us your authority, tell us what you've learned today, and maybe something that you do to help you reconnect with your intuition.